Sorry.
Welcome back to 1010's podcast. I'm your host, Robbie. Across from me on Zoom and breathing loudly is Adam Nielsen, my co-host, and across from both
I'll pull the mic away. I'm sorry.
And then also we have Dusty Nixon all the way from Dallas, Tejas, because we don't do this in person anymore because somebody moved far away.
Big sad.
Big happy. Big happy.
Nope.
Big happy.
Yeah, I hope you like your new job.
I really, really do. No, I remember I had a conversation before I left, and someone said, well, what if they offer you to stay? And I was like, well, right now the number to get me to stay is significantly higher than the salary I was offered to leave. Like if they would offer me that, I would consider it. And then now having left and seeing that the grass is in fact greener, and then getting texts from my coworkers from the past telling me how things are going now that I'm not there, that number probably would be at least double what I had in mind to get me to think about it to go back. Like, it'd be so irresponsible for them to offer that to anybody. That's what it would take to get me to go back. And even then, I wouldn't do it willingly.
Yeah, sometimes money's not worth it.
It's not. Absolutely. I mean, granted, I got a pay raise and I got a better working environment and a better house and like, you know, and like it's all grass is greener. But even then, it still would have been worth it if I hadn't had all the good things.
Everyone's a winner in this equation except the fans.
It's true. And me, because I have one less place to go fishing.
You barely ever fished that place anyways, and it wasn't great. That's
not true. I fished it every week, almost.
Every week we did a podcast. That's a totally different conversation.
That's not actually true. There were a couple. I did go there a couple of times just to fish. So
that is true.
After I dropped you guys, where did you fly to? That I dropped you off the hotel at the airport.
Columbus.
I don't think that was it.
That wasn't
I felt
it.
like there was somewhere else that you flew to, but I don't know what else it.
Le Mans, France.
Oh yeah. I dropped you guys off at Le Mans, and then I went back to your house and I fished for like 3 or 4 hours. It was almost dark before I left.
Yep, that would have been a good day.
And it was not a bad place to go fishing.
No, it was nice and quiet.
It was decent. I mean, there wasn't a ton of like monstrous fish in there, but there was enough fish to keep me busy.
Yeah.
It was a good place to figure out how to do this thing.
And you mean lose lures on logs?
I did a lot of that too. Did a lot of that. A lot better about losing stuff than I was when I first started, for sure.
Yeah. That was always what I ended up doing whenever I went fishing. I would just my grandpa would take me and I would look at him and I'd look down in the tackle box and go, which one of these do you like the least?
Yup.
Because I'm going to lose it.
Because it's probably not coming back.
I'm going to lose it. I can think of two different times where I went to Robbie's with a $7 to $10 lure.
Brand new,
and
by the
way. Never even made it in the water because I got it stuck in a tree.
Yep.
So
watched him do it.
Yep, that happened. But whatever. It's fine. I'm a lot better at it now. I'm far from good. I'm still fucking probably below average, but I'm a lot better.
How many master anglers do you have?
2 bass, 3 crappies, and a perch.
Yeah, see, that's better than most. You got like fancy records and stuff. Or
they're not records.
Whatever you want to call them.
They're just
accolades.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's more than I ever got racing.
Nah, didn't you get first place on Limited? That's pretty impressive.
I got second place in Unlimited. Josh beat me in his own car.
Damn it. Still impressive.
And I do have a first place E-Street Prepared trophy because I was the only person that ever ran that class in that year.
You don't need to tell the second part of that.
And I did win a season points championship at the Marshalltown go-kart track with NQS Performance.
There you go. That's all that matters.
And that actually was kind of an accomplishment because there was I was racing for that. There were plenty of people that could have beat me that year.
Yeah, it was competitive. That was fun.
Yeah.
Did you see I tried to make it look like I don't
jazz it up?
Yeah, I'm not sitting in a dungeon.
I at least changed out of my work shirt. That's all you're getting out of me for now.
Good enough. It actually has the Kanga Motorsports thing, but I didn't really actually look at it on camera until I hit record and realized that it's not in the frame at all. It's like, at least
Sorry, James.
It's way up there. It's like, oh well.
Flatham is in the frame. That's all that really matters.
That's really, yeah. I wanted to make sure that he was here.
Yeah. Woo.
And then sad news.
So you want to know a fun fact?
Always.
Oh, you have sad news?
Yeah, because I had a box of like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's over
what
there.
the fuck?
So I had a box of like stuff. It was almost like when you break up with somebody, you have a box of their shit that you give back. Well, I had a box
my
of
shit.
I had a box of
left me.
I had a box of Adam's shit in my basement of just like stuff that I know it's his that doesn't need to go with me to Columbus. That's like, we sat it on the table, or like that oil thing that James sent him.
James Morgan gave me.
Yeah, so like that was sitting there, and like the Omni
thing that Jason Kanakary gave us.
Yep. So all that stuff was like sitting in a box, ready to go. And I was like, okay, I'll give it to Adam next time I see him. And then October went by, and then November went by, and I was like, okay, I got to make sure I get that to him before they pack everything. And like I said
it to him, never.
I set it aside in the basement, and then the movers came over, and then I went down to the basement, and it was fucking gone. It was already in a truck, ready to go to Columbus. Well,
and then
along the way, the Lucas Oil thing like broke into two pieces, so now it's like the stand bottom that it sat on, that's one piece, and then like the one that has the gears in it, that's another piece. So it's like two separated broken pieces, and it leaked some oil.
You're a welder, fix it.
We do have a plastic welding group. We do.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you can do the experiment that we always talked about whenever I was a kid of putting the actual Lucas in it and seeing how it performs versus whatever they put in there from the factory. Yeah.
I guess we can now. I think it's over there. I know I didn't throw it away. There's just so much room in this house. I don't know where I put it.
Robbie.
I was so crowded at the old house, so I had to make sure that we fixed that.
Yeah, so crowded.
Yep.
He only had like 5 rooms that were just purely his.
Yeah, now I only have 6.
Sometimes you just had to use that other bathroom to make sure it still worked. That's
you got to.
That's when you know it's too much.
Yeah, just sitting is really what kills bathrooms.
That's true. You don't want like when the water evaporates a little bit and it gets like that like scale on the toilet. That's like, what a bad day. Or you have to go to the basement and turn the shower on because you haven't used it except for like one time. So then you got to get all the gross water out of it.
You know what really destroys a bathroom? It's not kids using it every day. It's no
it's
one
definitely
using
kids
it.
using it every day. Nope, it's definitely kids using it every day. That's what destroys a bathroom.
No. And then when on the weekend that we moved in, I was like, shit, I lost a bathroom. Because like I would like to go, like to do my business, I like my privacy. So I was like, I always went to the one that was furthest away from the rest of the humans in the house. And I was like,
as one does.
Yeah. Human.
But there was multiple humans. There was other humans at that time. There was more than one human in the house. And I was like, shoot, I got to go to the bathroom. But I didn't know where to go. I was like, oh, wait. I got my own private bathroom in my shop now. So I didn't, in fact, lose the bathroom. I just moved it to the shop.
God damn it.
You have an entire poop castle.
It's great.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I can't let it freeze. I have to have heat on in my shop at all times, Adam, because I can't let it freeze. So feel bad for me.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. I feel so bad.
Plus, you got to keep the tires warm.
That's true. Yep.
If you're cold, they're cold.
Yep.
It's probably 15 degrees warmer there too. So I feel awful for you, Robbie.
It was freezing today.
Like
it was raining.
Just barely.
Yeah. It was like
because we never broke freezing.
Oh, it was
actually right now. It's literally an ice skating rink outside.
Yeah, it's kind of coming here too. I don't think it's gonna be great tomorrow, but
no, it was not good coming home today.
I believe that.
So,
but yeah, that's
you want to know a fun 1010s podcast fact?
Yes.
As of 6 days ago. 6 days ago? Yes, 6 days ago. We've been doing this for 9 years. Our first podcast was released on January 31st, 9 years ago.
That's crazy to me.
Yes.
I started
Yes.
listening like not terribly long after you guys started.
No, I feel like you were one of the early adopters of people we didn't know.
Yep. Or like
That
that at an
Beck
actual
found
distance.
you,
Yeah.
or Beck, you found Beck through Twitter
He-
or something like
Yeah,
that.
he messaged me on Twitter about
Yeah.
Camaro things because at that time
Yeah.
he was talking about maybe doing track stuff with their second gen.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because like
Yep.
what was it, Drew? Like last fall, that was made a comment. He's like, "Yeah, you guys have been doing this for like what 4 years?" I was like, "No, bro, 8.5. Like we've been doing this forever."
We've been doing it without Michael longer than we did it with him, which is weird.
Like almost double as long.
It's weird to think about that,
Yep.
but it's true.
Crazy.
But probably almost as many shows in that time. So
Yeah, I was just thinking like most podcasts that have been going for 9.5 years probably have more episodes
Details.
or 9.
we
years.
did pretty good for a while.
We did great.
The first year we had more shows than there were weeks in a year
Yep.
because we released one double episode at least, if not two. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of cool, I guess. 9 years. It's a long time.
Very long.
So,
But Adam, you said you had an opener?
no, that was that.
Oh, that was the opener.
Yeah. It was just a quick thing.
He said it was a tiny opener.
He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong.
I said tiny. No. No, it was just that. That was my fun fact. That we've been doing this for 9 years.
Yep. So nine more
My
years.
son turns
That's
9
what- yep.
in a month and a half,
That's crazy.
which is weird as well.
Yeah. You're pretty close to having a teenager.
I have a 3-nager already, so because
Yeah.
she's a fucking terror.
Yeah, nobody told me about what happens when kids turn 4 either. So
Yeah.
we were like,
So-
we survived 3, and then wham!
I shaved for the first time in quite some time. Yes, last night, and then I came out and sat down on the couch next to Kaylee, and she looks at me and she goes, "Daddy, your face is dirty." And I was like, "No, that's that's not what happened." And she was angry about the fact that I shaved. And then as I was getting ready to go to work this morning, she woke up and came out into the kitchen, and she walks out there. She goes like half asleep. She goes, "Daddy, is your face normal again?"
Where'd your
I
face
guess
go?
not. Is your face? What is? Wow, cut right to my heart. Is your face normal again? Wow. Thanks, Kaylee.
Oh God.
Some might argue it's never been normal.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly. Yep, exactly.
Be like, sorry, sweetie, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And also, half of this contributes to half of you. So good luck with that.
At least, give or take.
Yep.
So, yeah. So I hear we have some fit content.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dusty's been doing some stuff.
Yeah, it was a few months ago, but
That
so
doesn't matter here.
yeah,
It's up to date.
it's a weekly podcast, so it's fine. So I have a buddy named John who I got to know through autocross in like 2015, 2016, become real good friends with him over the years. Like our families hang out all the time. So they had a family friend that had a metallic blue Honda Fit that she had driven, like she'd driven it for years and years and got ready to sell it and get something else. And he ended up getting it for like less than $1,000 or something like that. And it just kind of sat there for a little while. So he got the bug to get back on track after having been gone for a few years. And he owned a Mini Cooper S
How did that
as
work
like
out?
as his, well, it was his daily that he drove back and forth a pretty good ways to their store.
I think the S is better though, isn't it?
No, No.
We can
Of course,
discuss that.
Robbie blew one of those up too, though, didn't he?
Yeah, they grenade themselves.
Yeah. So he starts talking to us about, I'm going to get back on track. They live fairly close to G2 Motorsports Park, which is like the newest, most bougie, like $250,000 membership track in Texas. They're like 20 minutes down the road from it. And they had their first open track day come up, and he's like, I'm driving something on that track. Like, it's too close to my house. I haven't been on track in forever. I'm driving something. I'm going to take the Mini. And we're having this discussion, and I'm going, you maybe shouldn't, maybe not the Mini. Like, maybe literally any other car but the Mini that you drive every day.
Yeah.
So
that was sound advice, Dusty.
Yeah. So I'm the voice of reason here by convincing.
So it's your fault that he blew it up, is what you're telling me.
Well, no. So I convince him, you have a Honda Fit sitting at your house. That is the perfect track car for you. And so he goes, and it needed some just like general maintenance stuff. And then he got tires and wheels and like H&R springs and a few of the like gotcha things that everybody does as kind of table stakes for taking one on track. I think put like G-locks on it and some other, just basic stuff. Took it to the track day.
Yeah, how many loops of his springs did he cut off?
No, he actually put H&Rs on it. He put like actual lowering springs. Yeah.
That is not the Honda way.
Yep.
Yeah. I told
Adam
him
Jabay tells me the best a Honda Fit can possibly be is with 1.5 coils cut off its springs. That's peak Honda Fit.
Yeah. So he took it out, and there's pictures of this from this track day of a McLaren pointing him by. And so he has a blast being the guy in the Honda Fit at the super high end track day around a bunch of McLarens and Corvettes and GT3s and such. So the car just kind of sat there for a while. And late last year, I told him, like, we have to go autocross that thing. Like, I want to drive it. I keep hearing everything about, all the Sunday Cup stuff, and, that the Fit is all that about track stuff. So let's go autocross it, like super low, like, $100 for the two of us to go do this, plus the gas to haul it over there because it's not street registered and it may not make it back. So we found an event. It was like right before Thanksgiving. Roll it off the trailer, get ready for our time to run. He says, all right, you're going to drive this for the first run at least, because it may not, like, it may go all day. It may last half of a run. We don't know. And you haven't gotten to drive it on track yet. So you're the one that's going first. And it's got like 220,000 miles on it. It was owned by a girl who did general maintenance, but not like a ton of stuff to it. Maybe, I'm not sure.
I think that's pretty much the standard Honda Fit owner experience.
Correct. Yeah. So it's a base model, first gen, like super basic car, with Falcon 660s and G-locks and lowering springs. And I get to the line, I dump the clutch, and immediately hear, bang, bang.
What'd you do?
So it turns out it needs motor mounts. Like,
I think that's pretty normal Fit stuff.
Very normal, basic Fit maintenance stuff. Yeah. So, luckily it's an autocross, so just put it in second gear and go. Find out later into the run that if you get on the gas really hard while turning right, it also makes really ugly, nasty sounds, and like you can feel it in the steering wheel. So anyway, we entered it in STS class. It's just a local event that was like 4 or 5 cars entered in the class, and we ended up like right in the mix with a couple of Civic hatches that were like fairly well prepped. And it survived 5 runs with me and 5 runs with him. And like by his last run, he said that it was making like significantly more noise than what it had been. And pull it back up on the trailer at the end of it, and it's going like yeah. So so I referenced the Ferdinand Porsche quote of like the perfect race car, you know, crosses the finish line and then falls to pieces. I think he said in first place, but we missed that part.
Yeah, details.
And so yeah, it was like I've gone out. We've taken the truck out several times, and I've taken the Z out several times, but it was like one of the most fun days of autocross I've had in a really long time, because the car was just like, there's zero expectations, and however many runs it goes is gravy. And it's hilarious to toss around because it feels like you're sitting on top of it, and it weighs nothing, and you barely have to use the brakes. And I'm a fit guy now, I guess. That's where this is all going.
God damn it. Dude, they keep multiplying.
Dude, it's like talking to E-Man now, because he bought James Morgan's Fit.
Yeah, and he's obsessed with it, I assume.
Oh, it's like that's all he fucking talks about.
It's the peak of autumn.
Yeah, so then like I don't think I got the picture like right here. It's like another like one just shows up at the shop, so he sends it. By the way, I'm scrolling through all the pictures because I don't know why every time I hit the hotkey button it makes the noise. So I'm sorry to all the headphone users. So
Bing.
yeah, bing. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out that while I'm having a conversation. But anyways, yeah. So I
haven't heard that noise, so I don't know if it's.
It goes to my headphones and then goes on the recording. I know it does, which is really annoying. Okay. Let's see if it does. Since we're already brought attention to it. Yeah, see, it fucking does it every time. I don't know what I did. It used to never do that.
I can't hear it.
I'm sorry to
everybody else.
Yeah, I'm sorry to anyone that's listening. Actually, maybe it doesn't go through. If someone's listening, tell me if that actually went through or not. Because I'm not going to go back and listen. But anyway, so E-Man bought James Morgan's Fit. And so every day he's telling us how it's the best car ever. And then, like, another one shows up at the shop. So he takes a picture with his Fit and that Fit. And he's like, oh, we should all have Fits. Everyone should have Fits. And then he was, like, talking about all the projects he has. And then now, fuck all those projects. We're just going to see if we can take the Fit racing. I'm like, no, just stop. Just stop.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? Because he had 8 other projects.
I know.
So screw it. Let's just
we focus on
let's
the
just
Fit.
work on that
and
instead.
I will not let him do it. I won't let him do it.
We the people.
So he hasn't said anything about that in the group chat we're in, because he knows, like, ride on that. That's not going to happen.
By the way, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that the robot voice keeps going.
God damn it! Again,
it's always you, dude.
God damn it.
You're good now. But yeah, so I get the Fit's a fun car, but just it's
the people demand the Barracuda.
I know.
Hey, Josh and Dalton both sold theirs, so
weird. I forgot.
We're down 2 Fits in the group there.
Yeah, we're up 1, and then sounds like Dusty's thinking about it.
Well, they both went upscale though. Josh went all Acura, and now Dalton is a Cadillac wholesaler apparently.
But only ATS chassis.
Yep.
Or not
and
ATS,
Escalades.
CT4 chassis. Okay. Old Escalades and CT4s. That's his bread and butter. Jesus Christ.
Adam, you have the best voice.
He has so many AT4 or CT4. God damn it. It's still doing it. I don't get it.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm just not going to talk.
No, you got to just, whoever's streaming on your system, tell them to stop. Because you're obviously at the end of the line and it's slow enough already. And then now you try to stream whatever racing sim that your kid's on right now is killing our podcast.
My guess is it's actually my shit Wi-Fi router.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably very true. But yeah, so E-Man bought James Morgan's Fit, and now he's dead serious about like talking to Matt Williams about getting the right setup and doing all the things. And it's just like,
no, the best way to race a Fit is to just drive it.
You mean someone else's Fit?
Well, someone else's Fit, yeah. But yeah, the best way to have a Fit, it's kind of like a boat, is to have a friend that has a Fit.
That's just a good race car in general.
And then so the follow up to the best way to race a Fit is, so like a month after we went and autocrossed it, we're hanging out at John's house, and John has a decent little section of property. It's got like a good sized backyard.
How many acres?
Sorry?
How many acres?
I don't remember right. I think it's like 4.5 or 5.
So it's a very small, typical Texas yard is what you're telling me?
Yeah, something like that. Okay. So yeah, it is tree lined. It has a good amount of elevation. It's bordered on 2 sides by fences that he doesn't own.
Perfect.
And we decided time trial.
Yes.
With the Fit. So this is all grass. There's no even gravel. There's a decent little course that he'd kind of scoped out on a dirt bike. And this is yet again a case of me being the practical person. The original suggestion was, let's do a dirt bike time trial. And I said, that sounds like a bad idea.
That sounds great.
That sounds like a bad idea for me, at least.
You ride bikes all the time. Like you have perfect balance.
Dirt bike is a different deal.
No, it's all the same.
Dirt bike and trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think you worry too much.
Probably so, yeah. But
I was told having kids doesn't change things, though, and clearly,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we scope out the course in the Fit and do a couple of laps, and then naturally, so I have a 4-year-old. He has a 6-year-old, and then we have another friend there that has like a 2.5-year-old. So we do a couple laps, and then naturally the kids come out. Well, we want to ride. So before long, we're 6 deep in the Fit with the kids doing hot laps through the trees with like handbrake turns and like, so the course like goes down through some trees, and then it's like a more than 90-degree turn back up the fence line that's not his. And there's like a pretty fast like S transition with a good dip in it that like strikes between 2 trees, and then a hard hairpin back up to a short chute where you go down next to his shop and do a handbrake turn and then back around to the finish line.
That sounds perfect.
And like, again, it's just like the autocross second gear. It's not that fast. And the kids are just like ragdolling in the back seat because, you know, we just put them in the adult seat belts with no boosters or anything else, because what's the worst that could happen?
It's fine.
And screaming and laughing and yelling. And then every time we stop, they're just going, do it again. Let's go again.
And where are the wives during all of this?
Oh, they were in the house.
Okay. Aware or unaware?
Were they blissfully ignorant, or
they became aware? They like came out and laughed and got video of it, and they know that we know that we should probably be smart enough to not wreck the car with the kids in it. So
that's fair.
For the most part, we didn't get anywhere close to it, but so both the autocross and the rally, homemade rallycross, I woke up the next day with sore cheeks and sore ribs from laughing, and then sore knees from bracing myself on the door panel. and like up against the dash for right hand or for left hand corners. So
Yeah, that'd be a good time. That's the proper use of a Fit.
And yeah, still doesn't have motor mounts. So the entire time it's doing it, anytime you get on and off the gas, you just hear click, bang, and everyone just laughs because it's just, So, yep.
And it's a Fit, and you can run it that way for another 50,000 miles.
Yeah, we need to. We discussed actually putting motor mounts in it and like making an effort to run like SCCA or something with it this year, and at least a few events, making some sort of serious effort at it. But also, we were driving it in the grass around the trees and everything with the 660s on it. So
I'm sure it's the perfect off-road tire. I can't think of what else I would use.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So to revisit his Mini Cooper situation.
So yeah, what broke on it?
I don't know. He got a check engine light and it like limp moded, and then I don't remember. He did like a couple of things to it, and it helped it just a little bit, and then it went right back to it. So he drove it straight to a dealership and traded it on a Maverick before it actually like fully died.
Smart. Yeah, because it was probably like a few thousand miles away from having a hole in a piston, really.
Yeah, I don't remember specifically what he said that he'd found on it code-wise, but he said that it was a very clear indication that it was time for it to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But does he like the Maverick?
I think so far. I haven't talked to him much since I got it, but it seems like so he also has like a 90s Ford Bronco, and they got the Maverick with the idea that he could get a light trailer and be able to pull either the Fit or he's got a Factory 5 Cobra also. And like the Maverick is rated to tow a decent amount. Like if you get an aluminum trailer, like you can haul a 2,000-pound car with it.
Oh yeah, easy.
Supposedly.
Be fine. That's what warranties are for.
That kind of scares me though. That feels like a lot. Those are tiny.
It's an Escape.
They're not that tiny.
I don't know.
All new pickups are not that tiny.
No, the Maverick actually is. The Maverick is...
It's the size of an Escape.
Yeah, it's an Escape with a bed, basically. A little bit longer wheelbase.
Okay, so it's basically a Bronco Sport.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's shorter. Platform.
Yikes. Okay, never mind. That is a lot smaller than I gave it credit for.
Yeah, they're pretty tiny. They're like old school S10 size.
Yeah.
They're the size a tiny pickup should be.
Yeah, it's
Colorado size.
Yeah, it's what you would have wanted it to be.
Right. Which is why I had to ask if he likes it, because I think they look awesome. I would love one.
Yeah, it seems like if you're not like I don't know that I would try to tow with one, but yeah, for 90% of what most people do with a truck, yeah, that's all you need. If you just need a place to throw dirty stuff in the bed,
yep.
Which I'm looking at going from a full size to a Colorado because I don't need the full thing that my full size does. I need to go test drive one and put a kid in the back of it, and I'll probably figure out really quick that I do need the full size, but
I don't know. I bet they're bigger in the back than you think they are.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from pictures. I haven't actually gone and driven one yet.
Is Connor in a booster, or do you still have him in a full size seat?
We still got him in the regular seat, but he's regular forward facing. So
right, yeah, I figured that by now.
Yeah, he's got a ways to go before he's booster size, but he fits okay in a fit seat though. So. And I
bet it'd be fine. I bet a Colorado would fit you just fine.
He also doesn't look too out of place with 5 points on and a 350Z to go do shenanigans around the warehouses in our neighborhood either. So
Perfect.
Yeah, since it snows more in Texas than it does in Iowa now.
Yikes. Yeah, it's crazy how little of snow you've gotten this year.
Less than 2 inches.
Yeah, insane.
that's what she said.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, both of you have had more snow than I have.
Yep. Granted, ours was all within like 36 hours, which is really fucking annoying. Because we only had that one snow.
Yeah,
I saw a thing this morning that said this year was the least amount of snow in central Iowa in recorded history going back to the 1880s.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real bad. It's not going to be good in the spring because we're not going to have any water.
Yeah, you're fucked. That's bad.
I mean, we're going to be straight into drought season right off the bat unless we have a really wet, rainy spring.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So what are your summer plans, Robbie?
Hold on. I was going to hotkey it, but I'm not going to do that.
Blum.
Bling. So I bought something. Hold on. Adam's in the group chat if you want to look at it.
I don't know how to get there. I haven't logged into Facebook on this thing yet.
Well, you can do it on your phone real quick while we talk. But anyways,
I don't know where my phone is.
I am so excited for this.
Step back. So, racing hasn't been super fun for me the last couple of years, maybe 3 or 4 years. Let's call it what it is. So this year, my plan was to take a step back from racing, kind of in general, get the Z fixed, which is real close. I got a couple, I need a transmission yet, and then I need to have the body pulled straight, and then it's just body work. I got the over fenders already ordered, so it's just a matter of buttoning it up. Everything else is fixed on it. But my plan this year was to not buy any Grid Life tickets ahead of time, have absolutely no plans whatsoever to wheel-to-wheel race. So my plan was to do more of time trials, maybe some SCCA stuff, maybe some NASA stuff, just basically give myself a break to rediscover my enjoyment of racing and being on track. So that's actually gone according to schedule. So that should be back together here pretty soon. With Mid-Ohio being only an hour or so away from my house, I plan on doing some HPDs there. Just see how the spring goes. Maybe best case scenario, kind of get the itch again, get the Z out for a GLTC race towards the end of the year, maybe Lime Rock. Maybe an Autobahn, something like that. But yeah, I had no intentions of doing what I did last year, buying tickets in advance, feeling like I had to have the car ready, not having the car ready, feeling like I had to go anyways, sitting in the car on grid going, I'm not ready, the car's not ready, I'm not comfortable. And then just being feeling like I'm forcing it. And then, of course, shit just goes wrong when you do that, obviously. So I made sure I'm not doing that again. Also, the roads here are way better than the roads in Iowa, which is really not a surprise to anybody.
I heard Iowa had really good roads from a very reliable source that used to go on road rallies.
That was a lot of straight lines followed by 90-degree corners is what that was.
Yep. So I did make a conscious decision that I wanted to build a street car again. So I was not really shopping, but also not shopping. And then I made a comment in my Columbus Boys group chat that I've been man, I've been really digging 300ZXs and MR2s lately. The old MR2s, not the new ones. And by new, I mean 20 years old.
Yeah, obviously.
That's a new car in this world for us.
This is where we talk about that meme of the 30-year-old car.
Yep. But I made a comment, and then my buddy Brandon goes, "You should buy my 300ZX roller." I was like, "Okay, I have no money set aside for this. I'm window shopping brains. I'm mentally masturbating at this point. Like, this isn't real. And he's like, no, I have a 93 300 ZX. Just, it's a very clean roller. There's really nothing wrong with it. There's like a little bit of rust from where like it drains, kind of like one of the Miatas do from the T-tops. It like drains to like that one cab corner area, for lack of a better term, and then just kind of rusts. It's got a little bit of rust there. Other than that, it's a totally clean car. It just doesn't have an engine. And then he also had like a 96 300 ZX that had been like smashed up somehow, and he took all the good parts off of it and then just like threw the rest of it away. So he had like a pile of like a complete car minus like the actual frame, for lack of a better term, unibody. And he just had like a pile of parts. And he's like, I'll sell you that for like not much money at all. I was like, okay. So,
if only I had space for it.
Yeah. So like I kind of made a comment to Jess. I was like, this is actually like a really good deal, and I could probably sell like half the parts and keep the good parts and kind of come out on, like, the goal would be like, see how close I get to come out net zero on it. And she's like, you know how cool that'd be to just cruise in a T-top? And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. So then she was kind of in on it, and then I went and looked at it, and yeah, it was great. So I bought it and I brought it home. So I got a 93 300ZX and then like 2/3 of a 96 300ZX in pieces. And so I got a really good deal on it, and I've already sold a couple parts off of it. And my goal is to see how close I can get to net zero on it before I start diving into it. Yeah.
So it's just a roller?
Just a roller, no engine. It's got a transmission though, like the good transmission, the TT transmission.
How hard is it to put a VQ in there?
Harder than it should be.
So it's probably a pain in the ass.
So I didn't want to, because it's an NA car, so it's not like the TT. So it's not like it's like, oh man, I got to put another twin turbo in it. And I also really don't want to fucking deal with having that twin turbo engine because I know they're problematic.
That's being nice about it.
Yeah. So I didn't want to go down that path. So then I was like thinking, like, again, doing the mental masturbation of just like, well, I mean, I could just throw an LS in it like everybody, and it'd be fucking easy. And they have kits for it, and it'd be off. Like, it'd just be like, I could just, if you go on Marketplace, there's like 10 5.3 liters just within an hour of here for less than $500 ready to go. I could just do it. And then
walk outside with 3 crisp $100 bills in your hand, and someone will hand you a 5.3.
Yeah. Then I was like, oh man, I could get a VH45. That'd be so cool. Because then it'd be a Nissan V8, you know, like, but they only sold those in like 6 years of cars and like a car. It's like an Infiniti Q45 and that's it. And like, they're super cheap if you can find them, but they're just not out there. But there was one in Indianapolis, and I did message the guy, but he never got back to me. And then, yeah, so, or I could just throw a $500 NA engine back in it and just get it running. But I don't know. Realistically, I'll probably just LS swap it and kind of piece it together as parts become available, see how close and cheaply I can do it. I got to decide.
I assume
on the
there's
color.
Kit options out there, right?
Oh God, yeah. Wiring Specialty sells a harness that you can plug and play. Whatever LS you get, just plugs right into it. There's an adapter that goes to the transmission I already have. Like, it's like you can buy that for like not that much money. You can go LOJ Conversions does a whole kit you can buy for like literally everything for like a couple $1,000s. All you need is like an oil pan and an adapter and a couple things, and you can just like mate it all together and put it in the car, and it just works. So,
and that car, electronics wise, should be simple enough that you could just stand alone it. And
I don't want to do that. I don't want to go that far. I literally just want to like streetcar it. So I don't want to go and spend a shit ton of money on like performance stuff that I'm not going to do anything with. So like I do want it to be very, I don't want to say OEM, but I want all the shit to work. I want the gauges to work. I want like all the body, everything that goes through the body control module. I want that to work still. So, yeah, I don't really want to do anything with it beyond just like clean it up. Probably going to do a lot of body work that I haven't done in over a decade. So like use it as an excuse to fly Josh out here for a long weekend and spray it, you know, pick a color, just like, you know, completely tear it down and kind of do what I did the 240, but like way more like calculated and not just throw money at it. But like, so I was kind of excited at the idea of like, I have a very clean roller. I get a fresh slate. You know, I've learned a lot in the years that I've been fucking around with cars that now I can't just be like, you know, what would cost, what I did to the 240 where I spent so much money and spent so much time and then just like redid a bunch of shit like a bunch of times. Whereas now I've done that. Let's not make those mistakes again.
You're not going to mold the side skirts in on this one?
I wasn't planning on it. No. Yeah, definitely not doing that.
Put an SR in it a couple of times first, just for good measure.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like, you know, I have no intention of tracking it. I have no intention of racing it. Like I just want a fun street car. So like, you know,
I get that.
You know, a bumper, so, you know, just like clean it up, put it like a real subtle, like either lip kit or like a bumper side skirt setup, and just like, you know, tint, a color change. Just throw an engine in it that works. Yes. I don't know. Only spent obviously, I mean, it'll nickel and dime me, but like realistically, I wanted to be all in on it for like less than 10. And I think I could do everything I want to do for it for less than 10. And obviously this is not a summer project. This is a couple year project. So
that's what you said before though. I can't wait to see you driving that in June.
Oh, you mean the timeline? I thought you were going to say,
yeah.
No, I already got the race car. I don't need to make this the race car. I already have a race car.
I know, but then like shit'll fucking fall in place, and like someone will throw an LS swap kit on Facebook next week for next to nothing, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, well, I have all these parts, and then 2 weeks later it'll just be a running driving car.
See, that's kind of how I want to go about it. Like I'm not going to go out and like buy something new retail. I'm going to wait till things kind of like fall into place. So like, part of the swap kit comes available on eBay or Marketplace. Okay, I'll pick that up now. Or, you know, just stuff like that, and just kind of like start hoarding parts. Like right now I'm taking all the good parts that I have 2 of and I'm selling them. So I've already sold like the extra tail lights. I've already sold one of the headlights. I've already sold what did I sell? I can't remember. Basically I had like 2 of everything, right? So like they're all in really good shape because this car only has 60,000 miles. So like it's just spent a lot of its time sitting. So everything's really clean actually. So a lot of the stuff that's either that wasn't clean either got thrown away or I'm selling the stuff that I have 2 of. So yeah, we'll see how cheaply I can put it together, and as things kind of fall into place. And then having a podcast, people will be like, oh, by the way, this 300ZX stuff's available next to my house. I'll pick it up for you.
No pressure, guys.
Yeah, it's
funny how that goes.
Yeah, but yeah, because I made one comment and now it's like sitting in my shop. So, but no, I'm excited. I'm excited to have like a fun car again, even if it's 2 years down the road.
Yeah, next episode's going to be like, well, I got this 5.3 in a trash bag, and
well, I'm not worried about the 5.3 because
it already had these mounts on it that just make it drop right into the 300ZX. It's weird.
Yeah, they just show up. Yeah. Because like even the header kits, like they have headers available. You just buy them off the shelf. Like that shit just shows up. I don't want this to be that difficult. Is basically what I'm saying. I just want to easily put it together and have fun with it. So we'll see.
Honestly, the like just putting the stock V6 back in it, like, I mean, you don't need a fast car. You just want a fun car to drive around on, you know, and like it doesn't need to make 500 horsepower. It would be fine with 250 or whatever those make.
Yeah,
and like,
I think it's 220 or something. But yeah, that much.
Yeah, like, you know, at the same time, like, yeah, it would be fun to put an LS in it, but like,
save it all.
Maybe not making it any more complicated than it needs to be isn't the worst thing in the world either.
Oh, that's definitely make no mistake, that's not ruled out at all. Like if
right, no, I knew that, but there's just in general, you know,
there is somebody that has an NA engine that they rebuilt, like, you know, machined heads, like a completely refreshed engine for like $1,200 down in like I think it's Lexington, Kentucky. So it's like 2.5 hours from here. It's like, man, it's saved on my marketplace. We'll see if he drops the price to the point where it's like, okay, maybe I'll just go get that. And yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna kind of see how things play out, and as things just kind of fall into place, and let that kind of dictate where I go with it. Right now, the biggest thing for me is on like, do I want to keep it blue, or do I want to do a color change and use it as an excuse to like spray a car again? And I don't know, I haven't painted anything in forever, so it'd be kind of cool to actually like do a full color change. But then again, I don't want to spend that kind of money either, so we'll see.
Well, it sounds like your new shop has like the perfect bay in the back for a paint booth. So
It really does. It really does.
It's not a bad blue though.
No, that blue is really sought after. The problem is it's pretty sun damage, so it's kind of like if I spray it again, it's gonna be kind of like I'm spraying it to match the sun damage paint that's already there. So it's like it definitely needs love for sure.
It looks like you would need to like at least scuff it and spray the whole thing. Like even if you don't go full bore into the jams and everything.
But I do like that blue, like when it's fresh, like when it's bright and new. So again, not ruled out either. So yeah, no, I still think my goal of $10,000 all in by the time it's all said and done can give me everything I'm looking for, and I could hopefully do it for less. So we'll see.
I mean, they look really good, lowered on a nice little subtle body kit.
Yep. Yeah, I've always liked these cars, and I actually fit in them on like a 240SX, so that's nice.
Yeah, they're that much different, huh?
You can tell they were made by the same company around the same time, like as my 240SX was. But there's definitely there's way more headroom. Even with like obviously when you take the T-tops out, there's obviously all the room, but like just the headroom from just the stock seat to the T-tops being installed is significantly better than in the 240SX ever was. Because I was always sitting with my head a little bit cockeyed, or like if I had a helmet on, I was absolutely touching the ceiling in the 240.
I think T-tops are better than a sunroof in the head clearance department.
Yeah, and the design of the car just makes for more headroom, anyways. Because like the 350Z too is just like there's an unbelievable amount of headroom compared to the 240. Like you wouldn't think there would be, but it's like night and day. It's just crazy.
It's even better if you get the low mount seats or seat brackets and put a fixed back bucket in it.
Yeah, see, plenty of room.
I can barely see over the door of mine.
Yep.
I was never comfortable driving like Don Boss's old 350Z and stuff. I just don't fit in them right. They're not a car that I can see out of. They're even the factory seat for me was too low.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. You would have a bad time.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
because the 240 was
short, so
the 240 was like the Miata for me because like I had to like just the seat had to be on the ground, and even then I was still touching the ceiling. It was weird. It just didn't work for me. I tried to make it work for a long time, but I picked it up, drug it onto the trailer, brought it home, manhandled it into the corner because am I going to ask for help? No, of course not. But yeah, so Jess came home and it was already like put away and everything was like organized but yeah, she was into it, so that helps a lot. Whereas that it came out of the fun money account, so then she really doesn't care.
It's kind of disappointing to have like a gauge pod in the middle, like they like skipped that on that generation.
I know. It's all everything's like even all the like climate control and the cruise and stuff is all like on the dash in front of the steering wheel. It's really weird. Like all of it's right there. There's like the passenger could touch the radio and that's it. They can't like there's no climate control changes that they could do. Like they would have to reach across the steering wheel for all that shit.
I feel like that's peak 90s car.
Yep.
Like that's the same people did that. Were like it's the same design philosophy that like had the Grand Am with all the buttons in the middle of the steering wheel.
Well, then it's got like the seatbelts in the door, but not like in the way that gets in your way like the older ones. So it's got that weird seatbelt design too that was like painfully early 90s. I don't know. I'm way into it. I'm really excited about it.
Is the shoulder belt like up in the pillar on the door? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't like slide forward, but it's like it's all in the door, and then it comes.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
It's fine. It's fine. The door's heavier than shit.
Doors don't ever come off.
Yeah, it's fine.
Doors don't just fall off of cars, Jess.
Yeah, Jess. Oh God. But yeah, that's like the only excitement I did. Like I changed the power steering line that was leaking on the Z. Ordered wide body fenders. I need to get the auto body stuff figured out and then get the transmission. That's it. Everything else is ready to go.
So are you getting fenders that'll go over the increased track width with the
Yes
GTR hubs?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. I got because it's 28 millimeters wider because of the hubs. So so basically I'm making it so the front and the rears are the same track width. So I'm adding spacers to balance that out. So yeah, otherwise it's sitting really weird with the front sticking so far out.
Yeah, I was kind of curious if that would change the driving dynamic of it some with that much increased front track width versus the rear. But
It's very drift car-y.
yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't on track long enough to give you an example of if that was better or worse. So
Yeah. The other thing, not that buying more wheels is fun, but I think like Evo fitment or something like that, if you went to like a plus 30, like 38 or 40,
Yep.
might make up the difference, but you could always just go wider too. That works.
Yeah. We'll just go wider. But
Just put 12s on the back with 315s. It'll be done.
I'll be able to do that now. Yeah. Like real easy. Like real easy.
Did the tire rules come out now?
Yeah. I think 305s were maxed out. Honestly, I didn't really even. I gave it a look when it first came out, and my car kind of falls into like the general, like the 350Z falls into like the general idea of GLTC. So like when they made these big changes this year for like, you know, obviously they're kind of pushing the cars that were super detuned in GLTC, kind of like pushing them to GLGT because it makes sense. That's kind of where they should be. So I think when they made all those rule changes, whereas like the heavily detuned cars or like the big V8s and stuff like that, where like they were getting penalized for lack of a better term, whereas like my 350Z running as fast as it possibly can just kind of fell right into the philosophy still. And I think at most it changed like a percent. And then I think instead of doing 295s, I now would be running 275s. So yeah, I think the rules really didn't affect me in any way. Even if I was planning on running the whole season, I don't think it would have changed any of my plans.
Yeah, it makes sense with the GT class coming in, that like having the touring car class be more geared toward the lower displacement cars.
Yeah, like I know that's not like the intent is to be like small bore, big bore, but like it's kind of how it falls out. Like that's how it shakes out. But I know that wasn't. But I just like I think the philosophy of where Adam Jabay wanted GLTC to be, and like the way it was built and the way it was ran and raced. I think the new rules kind of fall in line with that a little bit better, and then giving the cars that were super detuned to be in class that. You know, that are capable of like 600 horse, you know, like that, those type of cars, they're in the GT class. And that's, again, I think the philosophy kind of lines up with the rules a little bit, even more than they have in the past. At least, again, that's my opinion.
Yeah, it didn't. Whenever the vets came in, and it's to like kind of take a page from drag racing a little bit. It's a little bit like trying to make turbo cars and nitrous cars and blower cars all play nice together, like trying to make something with a 427 LS play nice against a K20. Like you can do a lot, and like they did a lot to make it work, but it's still, there's just some inherent like physics there that are just hard to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that the like the flat horsepower rule and like the detune rule and stuff like that, I think it was just slightly lacking, and I think that's been cleaned up a lot. I think the direction that they're going is the right one, and I think like the Corvette's just a good track car. Like just like out the gate, like a Corvette is just good. So it's easy. I wouldn't say easy, but like it's the ability to make a Corvette even better is easier than trying to make a 350Z compete with a Corvette. And I'm just using those examples because that's what I have. But like even like we'll just use Eric Catil for example, taking like a Honda, is that a Accord? You know, like a four-door
Civic,
taking a four-door Civic and competing with a Corvette. You know, like I would say that Eric Cattill's car lines up with what GLTC's philosophy is, but making that car competitive against a really well sorted Corvette, it's not the same. So
yeah, well, they like one of the videos. I don't remember if it was like one of the old Gears and Gasoline videos or if I don't remember what it was along the way, but they were talking about the fact that like, okay, we're trying to at that time they're still running Hoosiers too, so like I don't remember if it was Eric or James or one of them was talking about like taking a Civic out and putting it through these G-forces versus taking a Corvette out. It's just you're taking a car that was designed to go 55 miles an hour down the freeway to work versus a car that was literally developed at the freaking Nürburgring. Like,
yeah, yeah. No, I am very excited to see the new two classes grow and kind of develop, and then have there be two distinct differences in race classes. And yeah, I personally like the direction that they're going with those classes.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see like the guys that were doing so well in these really well built and well sorted out Corvettes, how they do against TCR cars and GT4 cars.
Yep. Yeah, I think that'll be the challenge. Is not only now you have the challenge of balancing GLTC still, but now you have you're starting with a brand new class of GT, and now you have to redo all of that again and try to balance that class. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out too, because obviously like they're not going to get it right on the first shot, but I think the rule sets looked, again, I didn't look super in depth at them, but I thought they were absolutely in the right directions.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see how the GT class goes, because you know that even coming in with a pro car, it's gonna have to be really well driven to be competing with like Matan and like those guys that have been running at that level for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
but also James, who has been right up there with those guys, is going to be in a TCR car, so that'll be
there'll be no shortage of talent. We'll put it that way. It does. Whatever new faces show up and whatever new cars show up, they're going to be chasing aliens just like the rest of us. So good luck to them too.
It seems like it's been a well-received class. I mean, there's been a few people who have said that's their direction they're heading. So
yep, I think Austin Hurdle was saying in the group chat, on the GLTC group chat, that GLTC has sold out. I can't remember what events, maybe almost all, I think all of them. And then GT hadn't yet, and I'm not sure what the actual numbers were, but I mean, I would have been shocked if those classes, if GT had sold out this quickly. I mean, being such a new class.
You got to give it time to build, for people to build cars, and and I'm sure that there's more than a few people are going to look at that and say, I'm going to let this shake out for a year or two before I build a car, spend a bunch of money and have the rule changes and make things illegal that I just spent money on. So,
No,
I feel like we might get to Carolina and them have like a weekend of just banger races. And then a lot of people that are running WRL or potentially even running like GT4 and SRO and stuff like that are going to look at that and go, damn, that's like tight racing and a cool scene. And it's on a legit live stream that people are watching. Like, I bet that if that first weekend goes well, that there will be it'll get some people's attention pretty quick.
Yeah, I would be shocked if it didn't. I think that's probably the most accurate way to look at it, is that I think CMP will bring enough eyes to it that anyone that's on the fence will probably kind of make that jump. I think you'll basically see like an uptick throughout the year, I would imagine.
Yeah, and thinking back on the number of cars that I saw at WRL and then at the SRO race that I crewed at last year, there's no shortage of people with that kind of a program that are out there itching for a place to go play.
Yep.
That they can be competitive and
and have fun after the race too.
Yeah, and go watch a dead mouse show afterwards.
Yep.
throw glow sticks on the top of the pit building.
I would never. No,
It's ridiculous to even suggest such a thing.
Why would you even say that? Who would do that? They're probably still there.
Well, boys, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I think we did a show. I want to take this opportunity, if I can ever figure out I can't do my fucking hotkeys, and it's really bothering me. I hate this computer.
Man, people complained about the length of the show last week. They're going to be
so
real happy this week.
It's been a busy week. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know why, but it feels way longer when I'm not in person with Robbie.
I'm taking that as a compliment.
Feel like I've been sitting here for 3 hours.
Yeah, remote podcasting's not that fun, is it? Huh?
No, it's not. It's awful.
We tried to bring you out there every week, and you wouldn't do it.
It's true. We gave you the opportunity.
Maybe I'll go visit Robbie and E-Man in Ohio this year, and we can record then.
Yep, open invite, both of y'all.
The only hard part of that will be deciding which of the guest rooms I want to stay in.
There's only 2 guest rooms, and the basement, and the
plus whatever E-Man has.
Yep,
and the couch in the garage.
There's a couch in the garage, in the shop. I mean, it's a heated shop.
That's the casting couch. That's different.
Yep, that's for other.
I'm 100% there.
I take this opportunity to remind everybody to head over to mypetchbox.com. Use the code TTP15 to get 15% off that first box and anything that's currently available in the store. This shirt showed up last week. This might be my new favorite Petrobox shirt. So if you aren't already subscribed to Petrobox, you are missing out. You didn't get this shirt. It will hopefully be available in the shop, and you can use that code and get it then. But you should have been signed up last month, so you could be wearing the shirt that I'm currently wearing. Again, that's mypetrobox.com. You need to be signed up. And yeah, the fact that shows up every month is super fun. And one of the things that I did in my shop, once I got here, because I had these bookshelves that we got from the library years ago that were in my house that I put my books on. So we had built-in shelves at the new house. So I took those shelves and put them in my shop, and now it is organized of all of like the cleaning products and the car stuff that I got in my Petrobox. So it's all like window cleaning, interior cleaning. Like it's just all like perfectly organized on these bookshelves. So I can just look at it and go, I have plenty of window cleaner, or I have plenty of interior cleaner. And I know, that's all the stuff that I've gotten from Petrobox over the years. So like, I've been real annoyed when Jessica come on like, I got window cleaner. I'm like, we have so much window cleaner. It's right there. What do you mean where? Like or I knew where it was, but she didn't. Now I have this awesome organized setup, and I can keep track of all my Petrobox gear because I don't buy any of that shit ever anymore. It just shows up. mypetrobox.com.
It's true. I have so much of it at this point.
Yep.
You should clean the Omni.
That was the Petrobox ride of the month. That was the ride of the month.
It was. I have my own magnet now.
Yep, that magnet is on my. So I have a whiteboard in my shop as well, and that's got Dalton's, Ryan's, yours, and my car on it. So and I never got one of E-Man's car, so I need to get that. And then Dusty needs to have his car on there.
I think I have E-Man's on my fridge still.
I don't know why I didn't get that one. I think I was like one of the unlucky ones that didn't show up, because I would have obviously had the box at the time.
Anytime I see
we got to get one of Dusty's cars on there for sure.
Yep.
Anytime I see a Petrobox magnet, I just think of sticking them to the side of every random rig that was pulling out a Gingerman.
I think there's one still stuck to the dyno. Probably gone now.
This is what one of the pro guys got several of them stuck on a trailer. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, it was one of the drifters. I thought.
Definitely one of the pro drifters. Yeah.
Good
times. Like somebody stopped them and it's like, "Hey, what up?" And then it's like down the side.
Oh, that was fun. That was a good year.
So,
yep.
All right, boys, let's shut her down.
Yep. We will catch everybody next week.